Hi, this is Say Queens Beyonder, where I do predictions of the future. If you'd like me to do prediction field, let me know in the comments below. Just a reminder that we're doing lives here on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m. Central and Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Central. So make sure you mark it down on your calendar so you do not miss out. Also, we're doing a remote viewing today at 11:15, and every Saturday we do 11:15 horoscopes show. So make sure you come out for those as well. Let's get started with the card of the day as we're waiting for people to come on into the show. This is a message from Universe to us for today. And the card is Detoxification. Randomly picked card. Just reminding everybody out there that to get rid of those negative aspects that we compile onto ourselves as we move along. We watch the news and we watch the YouTube and all that sort of thing. And much of that negative aspects of that and the people around us that do negative things because of the news and all that sort of thing. Make sure that you take some time to ground and center yourself, surround yourself with white light, and surround the entire planet with that white light in every aspect of your lives. Make sure you're putting white light around that as well to start to detoxify yourself and start to get away from those things that make you feel in certain ways. It's okay to understand that there's things going on, but you don't have to live there. Okay, day in, day out, as we move along in this wild and crazy world that we're in. Okay, let's get into the first thing. Coinbase. Lots of news about Coinbase out there. Is it going to be around? Is it going to be a partner to BlackRock? Okay. What's going to be happening with that Coinbase in the near future with all these wonderful regulations on the horizon, or supposed regulations that the SEC is trying to do? Let's have a look at that. So much of the health of the Coinbase is pretty good. They're going to be winning many of the court cases that they put themselves into. And much of the SEC banter is going to be going away in the next little while because of the larger entity coming into the fray. And if you've been paying attention, BlackRock is going to be utilizing Coinbase to do their ETF. Okay, so there's a pretty big partnership there with Coinbase. With the other exchanges, I think that's going to be part of the new thing. Much of what the SEC was doing as of late was to scare everybody out of the market, cryptocurrency markets, so the bigger entities could buy up all the cheap cryptocurrencies. Hopefully you're buying those cryptocurrencies every time everybody gets afraid, right? The financial part of Coinbase is going to be doing very, very well. They're going to be making new friendships, which is an interesting card that popped up for them, meaning they're going to be doing the partnerships with BlackRock and many of the other large entities out there going forward. So kind of safeguarding their position in everything. I'm certain was seeing that many of the other exchanges are going to be following suit with that particular situation. And many of the people that they are associating with are going to be interesting bedfellows for the next couple of years. But I believe Coinbase is going to be just fine. But of course, never ever leave your cryptocurrencies on an exchange. Okay. Always keep them in your own possession. I know it's convenient, but it's not safe. Okay. Let's get into the next thing moving forward as we got more and more people coming on. Bitcoin. It had a little bit of a dip the other day. Some good questions on the board, I see. Good, good, good. We're going to be getting to those momentarily as we go through some of the old business that we've had. Okay, so the Bitcoin at the moment is going to be doing very, very well. The health of Bitcoin is actually doing very well. Many of the people that I've noticed around me at work are going, Bitcoin? Okay, because the price kind of jumped up there for a little bit and kind of did a small dip the other day. People are, well, is it going to dip? Yeah, but nothing major as we're getting into many of the ETFs and all that sort of thing for the United States coming in to play. BlackRock is going to get their ETF. You have to remember, they own everything. They dictate what goes on and what doesn't go on around the world. So the life of Bitcoin is going to be doing very, very well for the next little while. It is going to be dropping a little bit in the next month or so, but nothing major. Okay. I do believe I'm getting that feeling that many of the larger entities, just name a large entity, they're into Bitcoin. Point to a bank, they're into Bitcoin. Point to a large organization such as BlackRock, Fidelity, New York Stock Exchange, which has their backed stock crypto exchange. Any of those are already in the space. Okay, so this regulation and all that sort of thing is just mostly a farce. Okay, it's only there to scare you out of the market. Okay, so we're going to have some little bit of dips as they do a little bit more scaremongering, try to buy that cheap cryptocurrency that you've been selling at a good cheap price, right? When everybody's afraid, be greedy. They know the game. Hopefully you're learning that as well. And the people that they're associating with, or Bitcoin, I think it's going to be going more to the elites. Okay, they've captured that market in a good way because people get too scared and they sell their crypto. But there's going to be that coming up time where Bitcoin is going to be wanted by everybody very, very soon. And this is because the big entities are going to be telling everybody, get that Bitcoin. It's good now. I know what we said in the past, but that was our bad. Okay, and then they're going to be trying to bring everybody in and try to re-brainwash everybody that Bitcoin is good. And they're going to be successful at that in the coming years. Okay, so let's get into the next thing. Now, this is the title of today's show. If you don't change the direction you are going, then you are likely to end up where you're heading. Okay. Many of the people that I know are living in fear. Okay, they watch the news and they're fearful of this and they're fearful of that, and they're not paying attention to what's actually going on behind the scenes. And this is bringing everybody to a predetermined location for the last little while. Now we're doing the change around where now everything is being uncovered by the population of the bad doings of the elite. And actually, once you shine the light upon the evil, people will start to go the other way. So I think we're going to start to see a very large change in direction of the populace against the elites, the leaders. And this is going to be a very interesting time for all of us as we do the Great Awakening moving forward. Going from one leader to another, and then we're going to be eventually in many, many years from now start to get rid of all government and put into place better systems. Okay, the system that we're utilizing right now does not work. Okay, I see UK and all that sort of thing with all their situations, Canada with all of our situations. It's time for a different type of leadership, or not a non-leadership. Okay, moving forward, which would be sustaining itself and doing much better for the people overall. I do see a decentralized system coming up in the next 40, 50 years coming up, and this is going to be part of the Great Awakening. To get to the Great Awakening, we have to get rid of the old systems. Okay, so you yourself, if you're living in that fear, you're going to be basing your decisions on that fear. So you're going to be going to that place that you want to go because you're living in the fear. So now I'm stressing that everybody start to surround themselves with the white light and start to ground and center yourself and not live in that fear. And you're going to be making better and better decisions as we move along. Okay? Stop doing the knee-jerk reactions. Have a definite plan. I want this. Something good based in light, and go towards that. And I think the world is starting to go towards that direction overall. Okay? And not follow the stupidity of the elites, because that's going to be falling apart very soon. Okay? So make sure that you are going in the right direction and continue to go in that direction. Surround yourself with that white light and take action. Okay, let's get into the next thing. We have for later on at 11:15, we're going to be doing our remote viewing show at 11:15. And that number today is BWQP8434. And it's going to be a fun time. I hope Daisy Chains and Bob Job are going to be there. Some heavy hitters. They've been doing some really good work in the last couple shows for the remote viewing, building upon our super duper psychic abilities. And they're getting there. Practice is what's necessary, and letting go of our preconceived ideas about things and just letting things flow. That is when you start to get into true psychism. Okay, so what's next on the agenda? The wife is here, running things at on the back of the computer, doing blah, blah, blah. It's a great thing. There's a guy with a speech impediment with a YouTube show. It's great. She's super duper behind the scenes here. If you haven't done this yet, we have a Discord channel, free for all. Lots of fun going on there. A lot of things going on there. Awesome stuff. I'm going to put up the link to that if you haven't gotten onto that yet. So you can join and join the fun, join the community. Today, me and the wife are hopefully going to be joining our old community at this Psychic Spiritualist Church of Winnipeg later on for the solstice. We got the big, this is what we hear. They're going to have the big drum out, and the wife's going to be on there, and she's going to be singing the songs. I'm going to be on the side with my little hand drum, because men aren't allowed on the big drum because it's a ladies' drum. So I get to stand in the background and try to sing with my little hand drum. And we're going to be up on the stage doing messages for everybody for the new solstice. Okay, so what do we have next? We have Pop Rocks. Hello, Pop Rocks. Could I have a 3-card reading on my life? Oh, that may take a while. Okay, well, we'll do a general reading, see where you are at for the next little while. Seems that you're going to be going back to old habits that do not work for you for the next little while. You tried something new, it didn't quite work, and now you're going to be going back to an old situation that does not work as well. Uh, just reminding everybody to ground and center yourself, surround yourself with the white light, and try different things. And that's just, unfortunately, the first thing that you try to do something new with yourself doesn't always work. Okay? So always try different directions, different angles, different ideas on how to get into that new mode. And I'm thinking that you tried something that didn't quite work out. And then you're going to be going back to an old habit. So I'm thinking that keep trying the new thing that you have in your mind, but try different angles. Okay, try different approaches to that situation until you get it. And we're going to be working. You're going to be working through that in a good way, but don't forget to always keep trying. Okay. Um, Also, with everything going on around you, that financial part of yourself, there's going to be something that's going to be coming along where you're going to be getting some money coming in from some unknown source, maybe the government, you never know. Um, and also making sure that you get back together with many of the friends and colleagues that you've had for years and get back with that situation and bringing that situation back into the fold for yourself. Uh, don't ignore the people that you have haven't talked to in the last couple of years because of reasons. Okay, so a whole lot of new things there for Pop Rocks, and I think you just need the strength and bravery to move forward with that. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out. When will Russia get its people to wake up and change things? In what way? You mean the people themselves to change the government? Hmm. I don't think they really need any waking up. Exactly. They're doing things as they should. As the world changes. Um, Economics, etc. Actually, their economics are doing actually fairly well, even though they have restrictions and all that placed upon them. Many of the things that they're doing behind the scenes that we don't get because you're only seeing the one side of things from our news, that they're actually doing very, very well. Okay, even though you got this whole coup thing that's going to be falling apart, and it's going to be a short little speed bump that they're going to have to go through, even though our media is over emphasizing it, that it's something significant. And they do that. Okay. Most of the news that you see on the television is baloney. Okay. It's partially true. Okay. But mostly trying to give the Western world a better look to them, a better coat of paint. Financially, they're going to be doing just fine. I think they're going to be doing some better deals with Turkey through to Europe. This is, and India. They're making some pretty good money through that way as well into Europe, selling their fuel. What's been happening is Russia's been selling India fuel, and India's been selling Europe that fuel for a nice markup, and which is actually making the ruble the most stable currency on the planet at the moment. Um, and this whole scenario that we're going through with the Russians and all that was already seen by another, the sleeping prophet. Okay, a long time ago, back in the 1930s. Edgar Casey. All this was already seeing that this particular situation where Russia would be bringing everybody back into the light. Okay, I would suggest everybody go read those readings by Edgar Casey. This has all been planned, and it's to bring us back into normalcy. Okay, what was happening in the Ukraine was not normal. Money laundering, child slavery, child experiments done on children, that all that sort of thing needs to stop. So that's just where Russia comes in. Okay. So I don't know if they really need to wake up. I think they're there to wake up the people. Okay. Thank you for that question. Hi, Andre. Daughter is going out with an older man, passing infatuation. Well, that happens. It's more of a flavor of the month. It's a passing phase that she's going to be going through, and it's not going to be lasting very long. Okay, relatively, it may be a year or so, but it's going to be where she's going to be learning something about life in general. Unfortunately, we can't protect them from everything. Okay, it may be a very great lesson for her coming up. But then she's going to be coming to realize that it's not the best situation for her moving forward. You have to allow her to go through that lesson herself. Okay. If you ask for help, then you give it. But everybody has to go through their own scenario and not their own lessons. This is the tough part about being a psychic or a parent or somebody who sees somebody in trouble and they're making choices that may not be beneficial to them, but you have to allow them to learn from that situation. That's the hard part. If you come in and you do the thing, okay, they're going to still have to go through that situation again in some other form. And it's going to be much harder lesson for them to learn. And it's also a lesson for you as well. I think it was 2-3 shows ago. You can't, everybody has to learn their lessons on their own, or they're going to have to go through it again. And that's what we're going through right now with your daughter. And I think it's going to be taking her to a new situation and a new way of thinking about the situations that are around her. So not much you can do about it. You can be there if she needs help, but she has to learn that lesson herself. Okay, so grit your teeth and go and allow her to learn that lesson. Okay, thank you for that. I believe Binance is leaving the UK to many regulations. Yeah, there's been a lot of news. This is where we have to be careful. There was a show, TMI, that was talking about Uruguay. I think they're getting out of. It was a unrelated company that had the same name, and everybody blew it up to being Binance is being destroyed all over the world, and they overemphasize things that are just really small situations for Binance. They may be leaving the UK because of regulations, but I don't think so. Okay, they're probably going to be sitting strong for quite some time. UK is fluctuating, and you have to remember many of the things that are going on with the old system, the old fiat system, is collapsing. And those people that are in power of that old fiat system are lashing out. Okay? It's like a wounded animal in the corner. They're going to be lashing out at anything and everything that comes too close to them. And that's what we're experiencing right now. So Binance is the enemy to the old system, and they're going to be lashing out at that. So let's have a look. And many of the other stories of Binance leaving this and leaving that and all this were false that we're finding out. They actually got a game plan in place that they're going to be going another way around the, as how we say, go around stupid. UK government wants to play games. You have to go around them, and they're going to be good doing that in fine fashion. You have to remember, it's the internet. There's no real, well, they're trying to put borders around everything, but it's not going to be working. There's these things called VPNs. Okay? So Binance is going to be winning out overall. Even though their physical location may move out of the UK, they will still be doing business. They're still doing business in China. You know, the people there just found other ways around the situation to get the things that they need. Okay, they're going to have they themselves have positive expectations of getting back there and sticking in place and moving around many of the regulations. This will not last very long. Okay, I wouldn't worry about it very, very long, even though it looks scary. Again, it's scare tactics, news that's going to make you scared of getting into Binance and buying that crypto, and you shouldn't be leaving your cryptocurrencies on the exchanges anyways. Period. Yeah, you get in there, you buy it, you get out. Put on your Trezor wallet or your Ledger Nano or whatever. In these cases, just have a whole bunch of different exchanges that you can get your cryptocurrencies from. Go in, get out, put it on your Trezor. Done. Okay? So I don't see this happening for very long. They will be fine. Okay? Thank you for that question. 3-card reading, please. Also, thank you for the book recommendation of Spiritual Growth. Thank you. Definitely felt it was meant for me to purchase. Very good book. Unfortunately, it's back on my shelf. I'd show you. That's where it all began with me in a serious way on my psychic spiritual path. Financially, you're going to be getting a little bit of a dip in the next little while on the finances, but there's going to be something else that's going to be coming along that's going to be very beneficial to you. Once you see it within the chaos, you're going to take that opportunity, and it's going to do very, very well for you. I'm not quite sure what it is. It's connected to what you're already doing. You see a little bit of a business opportunity there, and you're going to be utilizing that. Little bit of detoxification within the people that you have around you. But that's going to be turning around in the next month or so, where it's going to be for the better. Okay, there's going to be a lot of things to learn from the situation and on how to deal with it and how to deal with your own emotional state. And then you're going to be turning it around, and you're going to have one of those aha moments and then you're going to be changing course, and it's going to be much, much easier to get through that particular situation moving forward for yourself. So maybe it's going to be putting you a little bit more at odds with the people around you, but it's going to be strengthening new relationships that you're going to be building up in the next little while. Okay. And those are going to be the ones that are the most beneficial to you coming up. Okay. Hopefully that helps you out. Bob Job. Hi, Penny Kelly sees BlackRock as a company that may drag down many others, including the elites. Yes. They're not nice. They just are. Okay, you get in their way in any way, and they're going to step on you. And the elites, I see the scenario. It's starting to come. The elites being part of the old banking system, they don't want that to die. BlackRock wants to forge forward with the new system, with cryptos and CBDCs, sort of, and moving towards that way. BlackRock is probably the richest entity on the planet. It's a Megatron thing in the world of finance. You get in their way. Oh, you want to keep the banking system alive? No. If you remember, BlackRock is such a large entity. They speak, people listen, and if they say go away, even the little elites that you watch on TV, they'll have a sad face and crawl into a corner. So it's because they have large amounts of resources, money, and lawyers. Lots of it. It's kind of like Walmart when I used to work for them. Sick the lawyers on them. So this probably what she's picking up, that many elites are wanting to keep the old system alive because that's how they made their money and that's how they keep their nice life. Now it comes BlackRock with a new plan. They move forward, and the people that didn't listen to that plan or take hints from that plan, like buying Bitcoin, they're going to get stomped on. So she's definitely right in that respect. Don't get in their way, which is a good thing and a really bad thing for the world. Okay? But that's the way it is at the moment. And we can all benefit from that situation moving forward. Buy your Bitcoin, buy your Ethereum, because that's what BlackRock is doing right now. And they're doing their ETF. So everything's going to be and getting into the new system that I was pointing out, and people went, nah, there's no new system. BlackRock will bring that about. Good or bad, it's just the way it's going to be. Okay? I don't know if we need cards on that, but let's throw some cards down. Just for fun. They're just showing me a bunch of guys in suits and briefcases running towards certain things. Lawyers. That's going to be a big thing in the next little while where a bunch of lawyers, you're going to see, we might see that news, okay, because news doesn't tell us everything. It doesn't benefit the elites, which are being smacked down. That there's going to be a bunch of lawyers moving around. Financially, I think it's going to benefit those who got into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and gold and silver and all that sort of thing early or now. But it's going to be very bad for all the people that are hanging with the elites in the old banking system. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out. Thank you for that. Daisy Chains. Hi, Andre. How long will we see high interest rates in the UK? Very long time. There's only one way that we're getting high interest rates here in Canada and US. It's all over the place. That is a thing of printing too much money and trying to control everything. Well, raising interest rates is to bring down everything and cool off the market. It's not working. So I think they're going to be one or two more times going up, and then they're going to be printing money like crazy, which I think they've already started. And once you start to do that, okay, you're going to superheat the crypto market. Once you start printing money, that's another reason everything is going to go sky high crypto wise and on the stock market, because you're endlessly printing money. And then it's going to go after a certain point in time, because now that you've printed your money out of existence. So it's going to be another 2 to 3 years that we're going to see high interest rates in the UK until cryptocurrencies take over. And now you're going to be, instead of using pounds or euros or whatever, you're going to change everything to Satoshis. And we're going to start to see 1 penny Satoshis in the next 3 months. Or, sorry, not next. In the next 3 years, you're going to start to see 1 penny Satoshis. So that means, if you do the calculation, that Bitcoin will be at $1 million in about 4 years' time. So hopefully you got your Bitcoin. Get a couple of Satoshis. It's going to be good. So another couple of years for that, unfortunately. Okay, thank you for that. Hi, Andre. A psychic said the UK government will fold on itself, but didn't say when. When do you see? That's going to be in the next 2 to 3 years. That there's a moment in time when nobody wanted the job. You take the job. I don't want the job. You take it. And you watch this on the little snippets on the news. Then they got somebody and yeah, that is already happening. That is happening all around the world, that governments are starting to fold in on themselves because they've served no purpose for the people. And the people are starting to realize this. And they're looking for alternatives, which is normal for the people. The government should be always for the people, not for themselves. And that's what they've lost sight of. Okay? And this is why you're going to see the folding of governments around the world. We're already seeing it. Okay? Time. Within the next 2 to 3 years, you're going to start to see everything fold up and change greatly. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out. Andre, I can get the shorts to work.
I'm not sure. I think she can't get it to work.
We've changed them. We're no longer doing the old shorts where it's just a little clip of the bigger video. We've gone into smaller little things, which will point back to everything. The shorts, if it's on your cell phone or whatever, you just go to and create it from, I think it'll say on the bottom, and you hit that. And it'll bring you into the bigger video. And most of our videos now have timestamps. So you can just go to the actual video and hit the timestamp in the description as well. Yeah, there's been a lot of confusion about that. That's why we decided to get out of that and move into something else. Okay? So, sorry. That's YouTube technical stuff. Okay? Andre, can you ask the cards? I am best to rent in my area or try to buy if I can get a deal. Renting or buying? I think renting is going to be the way forward for the next little while, for the next 2 to 3 years, as things start to calm down in your area and pretty much the world. Um, if you can get a deal, that'd be great, but I don't see one coming up for you for at least another 2 years. Okay. Um, it's just nothing wrong with you or everything around you. It's just the environment that everything is in, with the high interest rates and mortgages and all that sort of thing. Um, there will be a time when banks are going to be giving away houses for next to nothing, but that won't be for another year or so. So maybe hold your money until that time. Kind of like what happened in Canada in '86. All the housing market went, and they now it's owned by the bank. Now they have all these properties that they have to look after, and then well, it's too expensive to keep it on our books. We're just going to be giving them away. And that's what happened in Calgary in '86, and in the United States in 2008. So I wait for those good deals. Okay, thanks. Take it away. Don't want it no more. And that's going to be happening in the next 2 to 3 years. Okay, probably the change of the government as well. Hopefully that helps you out. Andre, another psychic was saying something similar to you regarding the ocean gate, that she was getting told, my cursor's in the way, it was a distraction. Whenever they over emphasize something, and these, you have to remember, bad things happen all the time around the world, and they never get reported on. And of course, they try and to see if anything catches the attention of the public. Okay, and it's like the balloons from China, right? It's just a distraction from what's going on. Many people, unfortunately, who still watch the news, like me and the wife don't, that'll distract you from what's actually going on around the world. And right now, we all, if you've been watching this channel a long time, know that the banking system is not in the best of situations. The situation from Russia and Ukraine is not exactly what they're telling you on the news. Okay. And all the other situations that the news has been telling you is just false. And they're trying to cover up what's actually going on with baloney. Especially if you read articles like the newspaper, they'll lie by omission, by not including that information in the article, or they'll lie by structure. The headline will say something, but once you read down, it'll actually give you the real information. So lie by structure. And most people don't read past the first paragraph, unfortunately, or they just won't tell you about it at all. So that's how they lie to us in the media. Okay, hopefully that, and she's correct. Okay, thank you for that. Andre, does the place where the Titanic was a magnetic field pull like the Bermuda Triangle? Or is there an arc there? It was a ship looking like a Titanic that what did go down there at that spot. How it went down, I don't think it was an iceberg. Actually, it was probably some other means. And I think Brad the other day was actually giving out some pretty good information that many rich people were on that boat that were part of the banking system and were against the fractional reserve banking that we all enjoy today. And they had to get rid of that person. I don't think it was a magnetic field. It was probably some other, probably an explosive device or something like that took down the ship. Okay, so I'll throw some cards down for it anyways. Is more on long lines of an explosive device that took down the ship to warn in trying to take out a certain person or persons to bring in the new banking system. Pretty much. The arc thing, there are arcs around the planet, but I don't think that's a spot for one of them. Okay? But thank you for that. Andre, Dolores Cannon said there is an arc buried deep in the ocean where the Bermuda Triangle is, and it is still part active. That could be. There's other people that say that it's more of a portal thing as well. And I do think that there's these arcs all over the place. It probably causes a lot of the disturbances in the area. It's more of a portal thing, which causes havoc upon our own instruments and that sort of thing. That's probably why we're having all the situations. So at the bottom of that part of the ocean, there is a arc, which is more of a portal. You can go through to the other side, which is the Devil's Triangle on the exact other side. I don't know why you would need something like that if you have a spaceship, but it's there. Okay. Thank you for that. Hi, how long till China stops its massively corrupt economy? That could be asked about every country on the planet. It's just a different color of paint. If you're Canada, US, UK, Europe, they're all doing the same thing. It's just China is looked at as the big bad guy, right? They're doing the things that are necessary to keep their economy going the way that they like it. So that won't be stopping anytime soon. Okay? Until we have the Great Awakening and all that sort of thing. China and Russia, which are partners within the BRICS, we're going to start to see more and more people go towards that, countries go towards that, BRICS nations. I do see some countries in Europe becoming full members of the BRICS coming up very, very soon. To get rid of corruption, you have to expose the roots to the light, and then you can chop down the tree. Right now, we've only been dealing with the Western evil, not the Chinese evil. So over overall, we're getting rid of our problems first, and then we can work on the Chinese ones afterwards. So that won't be for quite some time. Okay. Thank you for that. Hi, Andre. May I please get 3 cards for the remaining of this year? Whatever's been ailing you in the last little while, I think it's going to be relieved in some certain way that you're going to be getting some new information that's going to be helping you out with your situation, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. There's going to be a new thing that you're going to be getting into for the remainder of the year, and it's going to be helping you out in a great way. And a good portion of that is just keeping things simple. Okay, doing the things that are necessary to get your physical health back in order. Okay, and it'll seem like a miracle, but it's something very, very simple that you've been neglecting to get into. Financially, you're going to be getting into new things that are going to be bringing in new money your direction. Maybe a new job or a new business idea that comes out of the chaos of life, and it's going to be doing very, very well for you. Something on the side, okay? And those people that are around you that been a little bit toxic, I think they're going to be changing their tune once you start to put that love and light and all that sort of thing out there to improve those situations around you. So a little bit of work on your end, but it's going to pay off for the rest of the year. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out. Are we going to beat ET this year, or will it take several more years? I think it's going to be taking a course of a couple of years. We're still not ready for ET to make themselves known to the people in a big way. They're not going to be having conversations with the president of the United States and all that sort of thing because it would cause too much chaos everywhere. They probably have things like, if you've watched Star Trek, not to interfere with lesser species, and they probably see us as barbaric in comparison, okay? And probably not mature enough to handle that particular situation. So it's going to be taking several more years until they make themselves known to everybody on the planet. Segments of the population will know, but the mass majority, it would be too chaotic. And if they have a caring bone in their body, they probably wouldn't do that. Just because it would hurt us in a big way if they did do that. Okay. Especially their technology. It would run havoc throughout our entire population. So it won't be for a long, long time. We have to learn to grow up first. Okay. So hopefully that answers your question. Hi, Andre. We'll let you go on with phrase word backup plans. I think they went against that. They saw the error of their ways. You remember, it was just an option. It wasn't. It was a service that they were giving out to people because they thought it was a cool thing. But I think they got rid of that idea. And sorry, didn't mean to do that. Got everybody freaked out. And so now they're backpedaling. They're going to go forward in a new direction without the phrase word backup plan. So make sure you write down your words, 15 or whatever words, and put them in a safe. or somewhere safe. So in case something goes awry, you still got your words. Okay. But I heard that they're going to be getting rid of that part of their thing. Okay. Hopefully that helps you out. Karine Jean-Pierre and her future as a White House secretary. How much longer will she hold this position? 3 years. Is she the press secretary? Something like that. I don't watch all the American politics all the time, so. I see about another year and a bit, and then I believe she's going to be gone into a different path for herself. Not that she was kicked out or anything. I think she's just going on her own agenda into something a little bit different for herself. Okay, so about a year and a bit. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. Will the SEC win over XRP due to the new info released by Hinman emails, or XRP finally have its day? Well, the Hinman documents are in favor of XRP, and that is actually backing up the SEC was only doing that to hold back cryptocurrencies and keeping the prices low for other entities to buy. Okay, is the ruse. And you got Gary Gensler going. Now we're going to be seeing the retraction from the SEC, pulling away from that situation, and because BlackRock said, okay, where cryptocurrencies are going to be okay now. So they're going to slowly back away from the situation, the SEC, okay, because they don't really have a leg to stand on, really. It was only there to keep the prices down low through fear from the public and preventing everybody from buying all the cryptocurrencies. So BlackRock and Fidelity and all the other large banking industry can buy their share. And then at a certain point, which we're probably seeing right now, they're going to say cryptos are okay now. Okay? And getting everybody excited about cryptocurrencies. And then they'll make their profit. That's what it's about. It's not about regulating anything. It's about making money. Okay? Hopefully that helps you out. That's it. Well, if you haven't joined our Discord channel, I'm going to put the link up there. If you hadn't gotten it already, it's free for everybody to join. I'll put it into the chat so everybody can grab it. Lots of things going on there. There's a huge section on there for questions for Andre. I usually, if you ask me something there, I'll put them into the next show. Normally, if I don't answer you right away, it's probably because it's part of the show. So join on there if you can. If you like a personal reading with me, make sure to go to psychicreadingsbyandre.com. Scrolling on the bottom of the screen, all that information is there. How to connect with me. If you like a personal reading or a personal healing with the wonderful wife, the Reiki master, that information is on there as well. If you like to participate in any of their affiliate programs, if you should happen to purchase anything from those, know that we make a little bit of profit from there. So with that said, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the future.
15 minutes.
15 minutes for the remote viewing.